If you're still hurting long after the betrayal happened, it is not because you're weak. It's because of hidden habits that are keeping your nervous system trapped in the pain. I'm Elise Craft, a trauma-informed somatic life coach. I help women, men, and couples rebuild after betrayal and reclaim their lives. And what I've learned, both personally and working with hundreds of clients, is that time alone doesn't heal betrayal. What actually matters is seeing the hidden habits that keep you anchored to the pain. And so in this video, I'm going to walk you through 5 of the most common ones, the habits that quietly keep you stuck, and what healing looks like when you start to break free. So let's jump into habit number 1, obsessive checking. When betrayal shatters trust, your brain turns into a 24-hour surveillance system. It's as though you become a PI, private investigator. You start checking phones, accounts, locations, trying to make sure that this never happens again. And the hard truth is, it feels protective, but it's actually feeding the fear. Every check tells your body you're still not safe. When you're stuck, you're scrolling through messages at 2 a.m., you're monitoring every move, and you are running on adrenaline. When healing begins, couples build real safety through structure. And that is the key. Structure. Shared calendars, short, proactive 20-minute check-ins, transparency routines that reduce the guesswork. And the partner that was betrayed learns to regulate their nervous system instead of chasing control. One of my clients recently told me, I used to check his GPS 20 times a day, sometimes 20 times an hour. Now we do one daily honest check-in, and I can finally exhale. There's going to be a link below this video if you'd like to book a free consultation call to discuss how I can help you navigate getting beyond betrayal. So listen, even if you stop checking the phone, the mind can still hold you hostage, replaying the story like a movie you just can't turn off. And that's what takes us to habit number 2, the quiet takeover. Habit 2 is replaying the story loop. Your mind becomes obsessed with why and who, what, when, and how could this be my life? You think one more detail will finally make it make sense, but the hard truth is reliving the story doesn't bring clarity. It keeps your nervous system in shock. You can't think your way into peace. When you're stuck, every talk spirals into an interrogation. You gather facts, but you never find relief in it. When healing begins, you set time boundaries around the story, short, factual updates when needed. And you shift from why did this happen to what helps me feel safe right now. Here's a great example. A woman told me, one of my dear clients, we used to spend hours dissecting every detail. It got us nowhere. Now we allow the 20-minute check-in protocol, close it and take a walk. It's night and day. After a while, though, it's not just the story you're stuck in. It's who you become inside that story. That is habit number 3, and it's one of the sneakiest ones of all, living in the wound. Habit number 3, the betrayal identity trap. Without even realizing it, betrayal can become your whole identity. You stop being you and you start being the betrayed or the betrayer. Here's the truth about it. When betrayal becomes your identity, the pain doesn't leave. And if you are in pain and you are using these phrases, the betrayed and the betrayer, in all of the conversations and groups and coaching and counseling and therapy and communities and workshops and intensives and all of the things, then you can relate to that it's actually keeping the pain stuck. And now it's become part of the way that you see yourself. When you're stuck, every conversation, every decision, even your silence revolves around the wound. The relationship becomes the couple dealing with betrayal instead of two people becoming something new. When healing begins, you name the trap. Yes, this happened to us, but it will not define us. Then you start rediscovering who you are beyond the pain. A great example is a client had said to me, "This may sound crazy, but it makes me cringe to be called the betrayed partner. I was so relieved to hear the terms you use, and now I get to be the reclaiming partner, and that feels a billion times better." Betrayal is part of their story, but it does not have to be the headline. This part hits close to home, and you want my help in breaking these patterns, there's a link below to book a free consultation call. So once you start reclaiming yourself, there's another trap that shows up, not emotional chaos this time, but emotional numbness, which brings us to habit number 4, numbing and avoiding feelings. When the pain feels unbearable, your nervous system does what it's built to do, shut down. You stay busy, you pour another glass of whatever it is that you're drinking, you scroll, you work, you clean, you organize, anything to not feel. The hard truth is, numbing isn't weakness, it's survival. But if it becomes your only survival strategy, you never get to live beyond betrayal. You have to feel, deal, to heal. So when you're stuck, you keep yourself distracted, but the emotions still leak out through anger, through anxiety, or that deep fatigue that you just can't even explain. When healing begins, you learn to feel in doses that your body can handle. You create safe containers for work. Feel your emotions through breath work, movement, journaling, crying in the car if you have to, without judging yourself for it. That's not indulgence. That's integration. I had a client tell me that she said to me, "I thought being busy meant I was strong. But the first time I actually let myself cry, I finally slept through the night." And it had been over a year that she had not let herself cry. And then after you work through that, there's the habit that sounds reasonable, maybe even fair, but it's the one that keeps the pain alive the longest. So let's talk about habit number 5, outsourcing your healing to your partner. After betrayal, it feels fair to say they broke it, they have to fix it. But waiting for their recovery before you start yours ties your freedom to their timeline. And we don't heal the same, at the same rate, in the same way, in the same timeline. The hard truth about this is you can't heal by proxy. Their growth might support you, but it can't substitute for your own. When you're stuck, you measure your healing by their progress, their honesty, their sobriety, how they're showing up in their meetings and in their work, or their apology. Your peace stays conditional. When healing begins, you take your power back. You rebuild self-trust. You set boundaries that honor your nervous system. You stop waiting for permission to get better. Recently, a client told me, "I thought if he changed, I'd be okay. Now I'm okay because I changed. His recovery is his, and my healing is mine." And that is a huge paradigm shift and an enormous breakthrough. And that's the moment things begin to shift, when healing stops being a reaction to someone else and starts being a revolution inside yourself. So here's the truth. It's not just the betrayal that keeps you in pain. It's the habits trauma pulls you into afterwards. And when you start breaking them, the checking, the looping, the identity trap, the numbing, and the outsourcing, you stop reliving the story and start rewriting it. And if you're ready for a guided path through this, there's a link below to book a call to learn about healing together. That is one of my flagship programs for couples. And if you're realizing that breaking these habits still haven't stopped the pain, watch the video on the screen that's going to be coming up where I share the biggest lessons I've learned after helping over 100 people work through, recover, and reclaim their lives after betrayal.